and then it should start recording. Hello. So my name is Penny. I've been with Temple Spa for 2 years now, and I've been a manager with Temple Spa for a year. I absolutely love doing Temple Spa. I love connecting with people. I adore the products. And I love my role as a manager as well, about engaging new starters and getting people up and running and being part of this wonderful world. Even though we're all in lockdown, I still feel like we're really, really connected. So that's me. And what's Rosie doing, sharing a screen?
I just don't know what I'm doing here.
Right.
I'm trying to
unclick share my screen.
I keep on seeing Andrea, and then it keeps on going off.
Yeah, but don't worry, that's her, not you.
Oh, is it her? All right,
Yeah.
confusing me.
So if you go at the bottom where there's like a green arrow pointing up, it says share your screen.
Yeah.
You click that again, your share screen will go. Not yet. Try again. So are you on yet?
Oh my God.
What have you done now, Rose?
I freaking hate technology.
You. Right, so if you go right down the bottom of your big screen.
Yeah, I've got the green thingy.
At the bottom, it'll say invite, manage participants, share your screen.
Share your screen, yeah.
Green arrow. At the side of the green arrow.
Mm-hmm.
You just click share screen, it should go.
It is? No, it hasn't gone. I'll go back out and go back on.
Yeah, log out and log back in.
Dear me. What's all this about?
If you leave and then we'll rejoin you. So you haven't left yet.
Oh my God.
I can even
little.
Hey, we're back in the room. Right, nobody touch anything. Right, so that was me. Welcome to Temple Spa. I'm now going to pass over to Jen. I've got Emma Sutherland. Would you like to go next and say who you are and why you're on this Zoom call?
Yes, I'm Emma. I started in January. My little girl's just joining in.
All right.
I joined in January through Louise and Penny. And I've just come on because obviously I started in January and I haven't had many classes as of yet. Obviously because of the lockdown. Oh, she wants to come and say hello. Hello. So I just thought it's a bit refreshing for me as well. And that's me. You saying hello?
Thank you for that. And we'll pass
over. You see someone's grandma on there.
You see someone's grandma? Grandma. And we'll pass over to Teresa Neal.
Hi, I'm Teresa. I've been doing Temple Spa for over a year, more than that probably. I don't do a lot about it. I tend to, I do use the products all the time, and friends and family take them, but I'm not one for parties or classes or whatever. I just tend to do, if somebody wants a product, then I'll do it that way. I really need to pick up on it because obviously I wasn't furloughed. I started work and then obviously I didn't hit the furlough scheme. So really I need to start and look at doing something. But today's for me is just actually getting back into it. I got an order this week for the small products, the clear, one of the clear ones.
Oh, clean as a whistle.
Yeah, clean as a whistle. I got some of those, so I got some products for that. So yeah, I love the products. I just need to get myself motivated. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, and I think there's no better time than now, Teresa. If that's something that you're thinking of doing, to just get yourself some extra cash over the next few weeks, then in terms of Temple Spa, we've literally never had a busier time than now. People are really, really treating themselves to Temple Spa. when the high street's on an absolute flat decline, Temple Spa rise. So people really are treating themselves. So if you want to come back with a bounce, now's the time that I think you'll find it a little bit easier, for want of a better word, than when we're in the doldrums. I know it sounds a bit daft because everyone feels like them in the doldrums, but actually for Spa to Go, we're having the best April that we've ever had in 20 years. And we're also having the 3rd best month that we've ever had. It's only been exceeded by October and November months, which obviously are Christmas retail months. So it is a really successful time to be part of Temple Spa. So we're always here to help. And if you need any little points in the right direction, these are the guys that are going to help. Okay. Thank you for that, Teresa. We'll pass over to Rosie.
Hi everyone. I started Temple Spa about 10, 11 months ago, and it was Louise Ma that got me into it. Well, she didn't get us into it, so she didn't force us. I was just at one of her classes in my daughter-in-law's, and I was always missing something in my life because I've been a mobile hairdresser for like years and years, and I didn't have any workmates. So I thought, this is the best way to have workmates, enjoy yourself, have pampers, and it's absolutely brilliant. I will admit I did slacken off a little bit at Christmas because of health reasons, mum and dad and whatever, but I am full steam ahead now, and I just want to grow the team. So
good for you. Yay! And welcome back. And here is, like I say, somebody who comes back with a bounce is definitely Rosie. So that's been. Annette, I did try and mute you, but are you? Right, let's see. No worries. Right, we'll go to. Who's this here? Oh, Gemma Dunn.
Hi. That's my child screaming in the background.
I was going to say, we'll listen from you and then we'll mute you.
Yes, that's brilliant.
As we heard your introduction, I'm muting you one at a time.
All right, I'm Gemma Dunn. I've been with Temple Spa for 2 days.
Yay! Yay! Is it Gemma with a G or Gemma with a J?
With the G.
Right, lovely, thank you.
I'm a mortgage advisor full time, but obviously I'm furloughed at the moment. Years ago, I was a beautician. I used to do beauty therapy years and years ago, and Louise kindly dropped me loads of bits off to try in Temple Spa, and I loved it all. So that's why I'm here. I thought, brilliant. Love it.
Absolutely, yeah. And we have, actually, it's quite interesting. We have a lot of nurses who are Temple Spa consultants, a lot of teachers, a lot of hairdressers, beauty people, but actually we've got a few mortgage advisors as well. So
Louise, yeah, she said there was another mortgage advisor. It's just something completely different. It kind of gives you a bit of a mix up, and it's just nice, isn't it?
And I think what it does as well is it kind of gives you a bit of freedom from that facts and figures and da-di-da-di-da. You can change
and kids.
You can change and kids. yeah. So I'm going to mute you now, Jeanette. So
okay.
Apologies if you want to say something. So we'll hand over to Anita.
Hello.
Hello.
So I'm a Temple Spa addict. That's what
yeah. Like. Welcome. You've been sober for how many days?
Thinking of joining the very special Temple Spa clan and seeing if I can do it, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think what is good about this Zoom call today, you can see the absolute spread of people that we have. There isn't one size fits all, and we're all different personalities, and we're all different ages, all different backgrounds. But I think the unifying thing that runs between us is we're all Temple Spa addicts. So we all love the products, and that's kind of where we come from. So hopefully it'll answer a few of your questions today, and then we can make up a decision if it's something that you want to do for the next few weeks while you're sat at home and in lockdown. So thank you for that, Anita. So I'll just mute Anita, and then we'll pass over to Danny.
Hello, I'm Danny.
Hiya, Danny.
Just finished GCSEs.
Yeah.
I'm looking for the future with Temple Spa.
Good.
And I'm joining the short term.
Spot on, spot on. And Danny's one of our influencers. He's a family friend of Louise's, and he loves all of the products. I often get little photos of him in the contourist mask or the purification mask, enjoying a little bit of me time. And Danny has a real range of aunties and family who also hoop on Temple Spa. So Danny's hoping to build a little business and start with us very, very soon. So thanks for that, Danny. So I'll just mute you. And then we've got Andrea.
Hi, well, I'm waiting for my kit to arrive today. I signed up, I think it was Friday. I know, anytime now it's due to arrive. So I joined because I followed Rosie on her little page, and I was like, I actually knew Penny as well. But yeah, just decided to give it a go. I do work full time, but single mum, just decided that I needed to do something different as well. But I have done party plan many years ago, so it's not something that is completely new to me. But obviously Temple Spa is a new venue, so yeah, looking forward to it, and can't wait to get my kit today and give it a go.
Absolutely. Andrea, can I just ask you, what's your day job then?
I work in a sales office with PWS in Aycliffe. It's like manufacturing.
Yeah.
So it's like night. It's like a 8:30 till 5 job, Monday to Friday. So it gives me a good bit of spare time. But it's I'm quite excited to get going. I've got a lot of female friends, and we've been telling them all about it, and that I'm starting today. So hopefully get going and be good.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for sharing that. So at the moment then, everybody's just on mute. So if you want to ask a question or whatever, there is an option. I think where you can click on something that pops up a little hand, and then I see a hand next to your name, and then I know that you want to either ask a question or say something. Failing that, just kind of like wave frantically at me, and I'll see you. The other person who was on our screen is Catherine Scanlon. She's on mute and she's on no video because she's got little ones running around like headless chickens at home. So she's trying to listen to us, and she'll replay it later and whatever. So she's here in the background, as it were. So the purpose of today's session then is primarily to introduce you to starting your business with Temple Spa, and to give you some ideas about what it looks like to be a Temple Spa consultant during lockdown. So the training when you start to be a consultant with Temple Spa outside of this crazy time is a little bit different. It would normally be in the comfort of your own home, or you'd come to my home or your manager's home, and we'd have a cup of tea, we sit round and we have a chit chat. Obviously at this moment in time, with it being quite different, nearly everything is online, and that's really the primary difference between how we would do what we call our spa to go sessions. So normally they'd be in the comfort of somebody's home, but at the moment they're not. They're all in the digital sort of platform. Now that comes with kind of a bit of anxiety. I know I've had to really step out of my comfort zone. Although I appear quite a confident person, actually deep down I've bitten my nails to death and pulled my hair out and been really quite worried about how am I going to further my business in these next few months with all the technology that just seems to fail on me all the time. But I have to say that at this moment in time, everything is growing so much more than I expected it to, despite all of that anxiety and despite all of that worry and all of that concern and all of those things that I've got to learn. I've learned really, quite quickly, and I found a way through it that works for me. So today I'm going to give you some top tips and advice. I'm going to give you a platform to build your business on. I'm going to give you some ideas about how you can deliver a class online, and I'm going to give you some ideas about how you can do it where perhaps if you find it more comfortable to do texting and things like that, or voice notes or messaging, or actually picking the phone up and ringing people. So there's lots and lots of ways to connect with your customers. Now, when you first start Temple Spa, or you're relaunching yourself with Temple Spa, we look to our immediate circle. And our immediate circle tends to be the people who live in our home with us, our immediate family, and our immediate friends. And that's the best place to start. And sometimes you find that they're incredibly supportive, and they'll order a toning essence, or they'll order a Windows of the Soul, or they'll order a repose or a candle or something just to get you going. And that's lovely, and we're very, very grateful to them. But very, very soon you find that that circle can actually start to run out. So there will be some top tips today about how to branch out from that immediate customer database and build your business really, really quickly. And suddenly you'll be, well, like I do. I've got some clients who I've never ever met, live down in Surrey. Like somebody was saying, you know, oh, I followed Rosie on Facebook. They follow me on Facebook. I don't know how. And, you know, a friend of a friend of a friend, and suddenly she's buying all sorts, you know. So it's kind of this little network of a little spider's web that kind of branches out. One thing I am going to try to do today is, as Rosie kind of did earlier, is share a screen. Now, this was my intention. Let's see if this works. Right, let me have a little look. Let's see if this works. Right, hang on. So, oh. Right. Wait a minute. What can you see? Wait a minute, no, share. Right. Can you guys see where it says your personal training program? Give me a thumbs up. Yeah, spot on. So, can you see? Does that make it better for you to see? Yeah. Right. Okie dokie. Wait a minute. If I make that bigger, can you see that all right now? Yeah. So this is a bit of a guidance for me as a manager to guide you through some of our training that is part of your induction training. So to begin with, Temple Spa give you your training absolutely included in your startup joining price. So whether you've joined as a skincare consultant for $175, or you've joined as a spa or a wellness consultant at $125, all of the training that you receive is included in that startup investment. You also get, in that startup investment, you also get your website and the maintenance of that website. Now, some direct selling companies, they'll charge you a maintenance fee, £5, £10 a month or whatever, but this is completely complimentary. And subsequent training sessions are also included in your join up fee as well. So this is the first one, called Induct. And there's also another one that tells you about your product training, and that's called Equip. So whether you've joined as a wellness consultant or a skin therapy consultant, your product knowledge, and again, that is all done via Zoom at the moment, will be given to you in that way. Then after you've done a few little bits of sales and maybe you're starting to run out of that immediate family grouping and a network of friends, you want to grow your business a bit further, then there's another training called Grow. So there are 3 basic trainings. Now, if you join as a wellness consultant for $125, there's nothing stopping you doing skin therapy as well. So it may be an option if you're looking at saving money at this time, and it may be an option when we're looking at friends and family that we know as well. So if we sit and have a little think about who do we know that needs cash at the moment, it's like, 90% of the country at the moment. Could they do with a little bit more cash? Could Temple Spa give them an income? And again, they don't need to be, project junkies. They just need to turn up to the training and we'll do the rest for them, sort of thing. So my role then is to guide you in everything that we do. My role is to help you be part of this fabulous team that we've got. And this team is growing. We've got Rosie, who's an aspiring manager. We've got Louise, who's an aspiring manager. And the person who introduces you to Temple Spa is the person who sort of looks after you and whatever. And I'm sort of like a bit of an umbrella that kind of scoops everything up. So that's kind of how that works. The best thing to do is have my number in your phone. And if you're stuck with anything or whatever, give me a text, give me a WhatsApp, call me, whatever. 99% of the time, answer it almost straight away. I must get better at sort of designating time when I mute my phone, but that's something I need to work on. We do have meetings. Now, again, at the moment, they're all tending to be via Zoom. So the meetings that we have at least one monthly meeting. And those meetings, again, are training. They tend to be training of what's coming up for the next month, like what's the product of the month. And they tend to be a catch-up with, obviously, our little group. And they tend to be, as well, recognition. Now, at those meetings, your manager will recognise all sorts of achievements that have happened in that month. And they're not always on sales. So, good new starter of the month. And great thing about being with Temple Spa is the amount of free stuff that you get. I mean, you ask Louise, she used to go home with carrier bags, and Rosie, carrier bags of stuff, bottles of Prosecco and all sorts. And again, that still happens, albeit the recognition might be in the virtual world. So that's really good. So we have monthly meetings. But we also have, at the moment, we're having maybe a couple of little catch-ups via Zoom, just to touch base with each other to make sure that we are all right. And it just gives a platform for asking questions. So that's kind of the meetings. One of the most fabulous things about being part of Temple Spa is that in your first few months with Temple Spa, we run what we call a Success Start program. And can you see on the screen what that Success Start program looks like? Give me a thumbs up if you can sort of see that. Yeah. So basically, in your startup kit, you will get a product manual and an A to Z directory and whatever. If for whatever, like me, you can't be bothered to look through it all and have it by your bedside and read everything, then you can come through. Yeah. Sorry, just getting a voice note from the kitchen. If you can't be bothered, it is actually online as well. So you can go online and have a look at that. So that's quite good if you're out and about and say the kids are at football training when we're all out of lockdown, and you think, I just want to check what such and such is. You can actually go on your phone, upload the manual, and just give yourself 10 minutes of looking at something. I am the world's worst at remembering any ingredients and whatever, but what I do tend to do is remember what that product will do for me. Youthful skin, radiance, reduces the signs of fine lines and wrinkles, that sort of thing. So once you get going with Temple Spa, you get rewarded for doing your job. So not only do you get rewarded with your commission, but you also get rewarded with little products and prizes. So you can see there on the screen, you've got a range of rewards and recognition for certain little triggers and targets. Now you rock with that or you don't, that's completely up to you. There's nobody going to be hammering on your door saying, hey, Rosie, why haven't you won your trays yet? Why haven't you got your candle? Blah, blah, blah. That never, ever happens. But one of the big things that I didn't know happened was when you introduce somebody else to Temple Spa, in those first few months of you being a consultant, you'll get through the door this massive box of products worth £350 of the hero products, so all our best-selling products. I didn't know this, and I remember ringing Vicky, my manager, and saying, Vicky, all this stuff's come through the door, what is it? And it's because I'd introduced somebody else to Temple Spa in those first few months of me being a consultant. So just by chatterboxing with your friends, it's surprising the recognition and the reward that you get. So that's worth knowing. Now, you get what they call senior lifestyle consultant status. So, and that then reflects on your website. So it'll say, Anita Lowther, senior lifestyle consultant, and that's on your little business cards and whatever. So that just is a little point to work towards and get a little different title. Now, there are no ceilings with Temple Spa. You can literally earn as much or as little as you set out to do. And there'll be better months than others. And we find obviously September, October and November are really good months for Christmas, and you can earn whatever, literally. But the way that the structure works is that there is a commission-based reward, and the first point to hit is £175 of sales in a month. Then that moves you from 15% commission to 25% commission. And the way Temple Spa do it is a bit different from other direct selling companies. They don't do it as everything above the 175's on 25%. They do it, everything's on 25%. So all these little thresholds and brackets mean that they go from 0 to wherever you are. So does that make sense? So the other thing is, and it sounds quite a big figure, but incredibly in this day and age, a lot of our consultants do reach this point in the month. If you have sales of over 1,500 in a month, then you'd earn 30% commission from 0 all the way up. And that means that you get a minimum of £450 a month as commission. Now, it is incredible that, you know, for every £100 of sales, you're going to earn £30 back. So that's, for some of our consultants in our team, that's what they aim for. Now, I have a lot of people in my team who really work hard on getting the 175, and they're delighted when they get to about £200 of the sales in a month, and that's their goal. So everybody has a different goal and a different target in mind. And whatever your aspirations are and whatever your intentions are to achieve through Temple Spa, you have got a team of boys and girls who are right behind you, holding you up and helping you. And we become your cheerleaders. I know Emma at the moment, who's on this Zoom call, has worked really hard on getting some sales on the system, and she's managed to sell a collection, which I think is her first collection that she's sold, and she is cock-a-hoop about that. So, you know, each little individual thing of achievement is celebrated just as much as doing, you know, £10,000 of the sales, you know. So, and don't feel that your achievements won't go unnoticed. Don't feel that your achievements aren't as worthy as somebody else's. So sometimes it's a good idea to sit and think about what is your motivation for starting Temple Spa. And I know at the moment, as we've described in our introduction there, a lot of it's money. We're sat around, furloughed from work, and we're struggling with our own financial goals. For some of this, it might be a lifestyle goal. It might be, I want to get out of my house eventually. I want to connect with people. I know some of the managers in our northeast region have found that they've connected with people who they went to school with 30, 40 years ago, and it's been an amazing journey for them to find this friendship circle of people who they'd forgotten all about. And it might be that you want to start, and it sounds ridiculous, but a multi-million-pound business. We have people in Temple Spa who started exactly where you are now, and their downline and the people in their team, their turnover is £2.5 million a year. So, and for £175 or £125 investment, seems ridiculous that you can start a multi-million-pound business with just so little, really. But you know, your goals might just be to give you something to do while you're in lockdown, and that's absolutely fine, because you don't have to join for a certain length of time. There's nobody going to say to you, well, you know, you've got to be in it for 6 months, you've got to be in it for a year. Absolutely not. If you join and within, you know, let's say 2 days you go, do you know what, change my mind, no one's going to come and take the kit bag off you. I shouldn't probably say that, but yeah, no one's going to come and hammer on your door and ask for it all back. You know, that's life. Some things get in the way. But obviously you could set yourself what your income target you want to have. And then if you share that with me, then I'll help you to achieve that. And I will help you to realise how many sales you're going to need, how many classes you'd need. And I can help feed into your plan to make sure that you achieve your income target that you're working towards. Now, how do we make it all happen? Now, in this day and age, obviously, what is a class is distinctly different. So usually, it's a class is in somebody's home. Rosie, would you mind if we pass over to you and just you can describe what a Spartago class is normally like? Is that all right?
Oh, they dropped in here, haven't
Well, you're on the spot. You're on the spot. What's it normally like when you deliver a class?
Okay, well, when I deliver a class, either in my house or one of my friends, you always set the table up really, really nice. Everybody has the mirror and cotton wool and everything beside you. And we normally just introduce everybody around the class, try and remember the names if you can. And then we just do like cleanser, toner, serum, moisturizer, like the basic skincare routine that everybody should do on a morning and on a night.
Mm-hmm.
And just show them different ways to apply it, because a lot of people use far too much products.
Yeah.
And your products, you should only be using a tiny bit and it'd go a long, long way. I don't know what else to say. And some people want to do a little quiz.
Yeah, no, that's spot on, Rosie. Thank you for that.
Okay.
So, as you can see there, the Spartago class in somebody's home, people are having the product on their skin. So we would do a skin analysis. There's little sheets that you'll get in your kit bag as well. You get all that included. You can do a skin analysis. Basically, you've got, you know, combination skin, oily skin, blah, blah, blah. And then you would decant out of each pot with a little spatula onto the back of their hand some of the product that they would apply to their faces. So you don't need to be a beauty therapist. You don't need to be rehearsed in how to give facials and all the rest of it. We teach the people how to do that themselves. And that's the beauty of Spartago. And in essence, we replicate what it's like in a spa at one of our leading top spas, like Serenity Spa over in, where was it? Seaham, yeah. Interestingly, just to let you know, that Wynyard Hall is no longer going to be a Temple Spa. Temple Spa have withdrawn from there at the moment. So at the moment, classes look very, very differently. So what some consultants are doing is they are connecting with friends and family, and it takes a little while to set up, and preparation is key here. So what they're doing is they're going onto eBay or Amazon, or actually Temple Spa do them, but they're quite deep and they're a bit more expensive. Little sample pots with the lids on, and they're connecting with their friends and family, and they're saying, oh, right, get, 8 girls together, 8 boys and girls together, and tell me what your skin type is, and I'll send through the post a cleanser, a moisturiser and a mask, okay? The toning essence is a little bit more difficult to send in the post. Now, what some people have done is they've ordered little, almost like little bottles off eBay, I think it is, or Amazon or something, with so they can decant their toning essence out of their big bottle into little ones, using like a little tiny Calpol syringe or something like that. But what some people have done, and it's worked quite well, is just got dampened cotton pads, spritzed toning essence onto each cotton pad, stuck them inside a little lock-sealed little tiny, one of those little tiny bags. Like the ones, like little tiny ones, seal the top, stick them in a padded envelope and send them through the post. So I would say, a cleanser, toning essence, however, a mask, a moisturiser. That's probably all you need to send in the post. Give yourself a little bit of time for the post to arrive. And I would normally say to your customers, please don't open the little envelope till the actual session that we're going to do, because the little excitement of doing it together at the same time becomes part of the class. And I would say as well, top tip, and I've learned the hard way, use a padded envelope that you put your little samples in, because if you do paper envelopes, the envelopes get broken and the samples fall out, and that happened to me, which was a bit of a nightmare. And also on the back of your envelope, put the sender's name, like your name and address as well, just in case it gets adrift in the post. Now you might think, oh, that's a lot of money to send samples in the post, and it's going to cost me a fair bit in products and whatever. It probably works out actually cheaper than doing a Spa2Go class. By the time you've worked out your petrol, the product that you use when you get there, time and effort and whatever. But, in this day and age, we've got to do what we can. So those kind of classes where you send product in the post are for like a skin therapy class, really. And it's for doing it via Zoom, and there are other apps available, but at the moment Zoom seems to be the choice. And your Zoom account is free to set up, and that will give you 40 minutes of a Spa2Go experience with you and your customers. If you think you're going to take longer than 40 minutes, what I would suggest is let them know and have a little countdown on your phone or something, and say, oh, right, in 40 minutes time, we're all going to get still, pause, go to the toilet, top up your Prosecco and come back again, right? And then just have another 40 minutes. So that's quite good. If you're like me, and I'm a manager obviously with Temple Spa now, and I'm doing a lot of Zoom calls for training, then I've upgraded my Zoom account. I think it's $11.99 plus VAT or something a month. So then you can have unlimited chatter time, yeah? But you don't need to do that. So that's the way of delivering a class via Zoom, where they could have their products sent out in the post. You'd arrange a time for them to sit all together at 8 o'clock or whatever time suits you, or 10 o'clock in the morning or whatever it is. And you'd all sit around together and you'd guide them through the facial. So they'd open up their packet together and you'd say, right, and what I would do is have the notes next to me. So I'd say, oh, Teresa, your combination skin. So in your packet, you've got Dulact, and obviously all your little sample pots will have the names on the top. Now, on our Facebook lineage, Team Wardle lineage, There are links on there for the sticker labels, and somebody's very kindly made beautiful sticker labels with Temple Spa on, an editable name on it, so you can put Dulac, Way to Go, whatever, and then order the stickers off Amazon, print them off, and stick them on. If that's a bit out of your budget, write them on with a little fine pen. You know, that's what I've been doing. Save a few pennies. Or what some people have done is got a permanent marker pen and put a dot on the top of the lid if they couldn't be bothered to buy the stickers. 1 dot, 2 dots, 3 dots. Cleanser, toner, moisturiser. You know, that sort of thing. And a little code in the packet. So it's all about you and how you want to present, how it all looks. And so you'd guide them through the facial in the Zoom class, and you talk them through this, and this, blah, 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 blah. One of the things that you could do if you were finding it difficult to get the toning essence to your customers, you could just say to them, look, don't worry about it. Just use damp cotton pads or a hot cloth. Yeah, and they could do it like that. So you'd guide them through the class. And then at the end of the class, which would take probably about 20 minutes, really, if that, by the time you've rattled on about what ingredients is in each one, then you could present at the end of the class a collection that contains a cleanser, toner, and a moisturiser. So at the minute, you could present an on-the-go truffle collection or something, where you'd say, when you treat yourself to this collection today, you get, you know, your toner, your truffle, your da-da-da-da, and you pop it in front of them and say, you know, this collection is £90, £70, you know, whatever it is. And then obviously you could have your customers on mute, and then you could unmute them, have a bit of a question and answer session. Have you enjoyed it? Blah, 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 those sort of things. And then you can also say to them at the end of that Zoom class, I'm available on my phone for the next half hour, 10 minutes, whatever you want to say, to answer any questions, take any of your orders, or just catch up with you, you know. And so that's a Zoom class. Now, there is more information on that kind of class on our Temple Spa Hub. So if you go onto your Temple Spa Hub, I think it's in downloads, scroll all the way down and it says Zoom meetings. And some of our, I mean, you wouldn't believe one lady, and again, it's not all about sales. For me, at the moment, it's about keeping in touch with my customers, so they don't think I've run away and off to Mauritius or something like that. And it's also about keeping in touch with them so that they know that my shop is still open, even though it might be virtually. But one of our managers in Scotland, she did a Zoom call with, I think it's about 15 of her customers. And over that next week, that generated £4,000 worth of sales in 1 week. You just couldn't believe it, could you? You know? So that's a Zoom call. Now, another way to do a class, and another way to do your Zoom class, if you don't want to send out the product in the post, if that feels like, I don't want to be going out the house and going to the post office, I don't want to be going to the post box, blah, 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 you could do a Zoom class, but with maybe some of your friends and family who've got product at home. So they might not have Temple Spa product, but they might have a cleanser, a toner, a moisturiser, but you'd have your Temple Spa stuff. So when you talk to them about this ingredient, this does this, blah, 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 and they're sitting there with their oldie special on, they might be kind of like thinking, oh, I like the look of that one. Do you know what I mean? And then the other way of doing a Zoom class is do a wellness Zoom class. And I know Anita, she loves those. So you could do, again, some of this is on the Zoom hub as well. Just some nice gentle breathing exercises, touching base with your customers. So there's lots of ways of connecting and generating interest in Temple Spa. So that's your Zoom class. Another way which I really, really liked was doing a WhatsApp class. So if you're not using WhatsApp, I would say download the app and set up your contacts into your WhatsApp. Now you can only message people on WhatsApp if they've got your number in their phone. So every time you connect with a customer, a client, a friend, a family, whoever it is, make sure they've got your number in your phone and maybe save it as Temple Spa Anita, Temple Spa Emma, or whatever, so that they know when you ring or whatever. Oh, it's Temple Spa lady, yeah. And it's surprising how many children now, when I see them out shopping and things, it's the Temple Spa lady, yay, you know, because I'm called Temple Spa Penny. On your WhatsApp class, and again, I can do more training on this later, I found that really quite easy to do. It generated lots of fun and interest. And we did quizzes, we did spot prizes, we did top collection of the week, and we did, what, do you want me to go upstairs? I'm just going to talk and walk. I'm moving upstairs. We did all sorts of things, and we did collections that were important in the month as well. And again, I said at the end of it, I'm available for the next little bit of time, and if you want to touch base with me, I'm on my phone still, and so on. And actually it generated, I think one of them generated a couple of £100 worth of sales, and the other one was about £450 worth of sales. And that's no video involved, no, I didn't have to have my makeup on. I sat in my pajamas and yeah, didn't even leave the house. So yeah, that was quite good. So that's a little WhatsApp little class. The other way to do it is on Facebook. Now, Facebook classes, we've got a template for you as well, so you don't even need to worry about what you say. So where we do a skin therapy class with Zoom, where they've got the products, either you're demonstrating or and they're using the products, or you're demonstrating for them to get interested. On your Facebook class, it's slightly different, as it's all on texting. And we've got a little template that I can send to you on an email, where basically you create an event on Facebook and you say, right, be here at this time, bring a glass of Prosecco or whatever it is, a cup of tea, and I'm going to talk you through a skin therapy class. And basically they come to the event page, and at 8 o'clock you cut and paste the welcome, ping! The welcome comes up on your Facebook page, and all those people who are coming to your event see these posts getting added in. Now, the key to your Facebook event like that is preparation. And because so many managers and other consultants have done this already, all the legwork's done. So all you've just got to do is tweak it to you and just cut and paste and stick it in and just sit there for an hour interacting. What seems to work quite well is little spot prizes, little quizzes, little daft things, and encouraging them to message you on your phone. So, you know, right, first 3 people to tell me 2 products beginning with the letter T, you know, a win, oh God, I mean, it could be anything, you know, a little, I don't know, a little tiny R or something like that. And again, you know, it gets lots of interaction, and people are sat at home bored out of schools, and they're absolutely loving it. And again, you can sort of say, so, you know, these are our cleansers, this is our toner, these are our moisturisers, and you give them the information. They read through it in their own pace, and then you might upload a video, or you might upload a picture or something like that. Now, the videos are already pre-done on our hub. The pictures are already done for you on our hub. and they all look professional and beautiful, and all it is a case of you giving the information to your customers in like a real time, and then say, you know, I've loved having you hosting you tonight, you know, blah blah blah, thank you very much for coming, I'm available for orders, any skincare questions, blah 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 blah. And so far, most people who've done a class in that way, if you think our classes in the Northeast, in a Spartago class in somebody's home, the average sales are about £250. And at the moment, with like a Facebook class, they're around about the £450. So they're generating quite a lot of interest. The curious little thing is that a lot of my customers who I thought weren't listening or watching over the last 2 years of me being a consultant are now connecting with me via WhatsApp or Facebook or Zoom. People who would never ever host a class in their house, never ever come to a class, have never ever bought products from me. They're the ones who are now going, I love Temple Spa, send me some more. So it just might be that in this day and age of lockdown, we've actually invented a whole new kind of customer and a whole new way of helping them understand about Temple Spa. Does that make sense so far? Has anybody got any questions on any of that so far? I can't see everybody. Wait a minute. Yeah, wait a minute, Rosie. Yes, Rosie.
I still can't set me Zoom up. I keep on trying. I can do this with you, but to set my own up, I just can't do it.
Right, I will ring you after this call or at a time that's convenient for you, and I'll talk you through it.
Okay.
I
tend to just do it through the messenger on Facebook instead.
Yeah.
That's all I've been doing.
Yeah. Okay. No problem. But we can sort that out because it is actually quite easy. Okay,
thanks.
Lovely. Right. Okay. Moving on to the next thing. So when you host a class as a Spartago experience, the person who invites all their friends and to come to their home is called the host. And for opening their door to Temple Spa, they receive a host gift. So you would create a pop-up spa, you'd give them some information, and you'd create almost like a little spa boutique for them. And they would receive a thank you gift as a host gift. Now, because we're in the virtual world at the moment, what's happening is you can either, because you're the host yourself, in the first instance, you can be the host, so you can have the host gift, yeah? Or what you could do is say, anybody who places an order tonight through my virtual class will be placed in the draw for the host gift. And that sometimes encourages people just to place an order with you, and you can let them know that the Taste of Temple Spa is 11 little minis of bath, body and skincare, and they could receive that. It's worth about £75–80. So that's sometimes quite a little incentive. But obviously, once you've hosted a class several times, either Zoom, Facebook, WhatsApp, you've kind of exhausted again your little circle of people. So you're going to encourage those people who've attended to then host their own and invite their own friends. So I'd be ringing up, Emma, say for instance, and saying, Emma, you really loved coming to my little virtual class the other night. Can you get me 3 friends together sometime in May? And I'll make sure that you get a taste of Temple Spa. And she'll be like, wow, that's all I need to do, blah, blah, blah. And again, we'll help you to sort that out. So that's a way of encouraging our people to do an online virtual type of classes, is offer them the host gift. Now, you might be thinking, well, God, I don't even know anybody. Who wants to do this in lockdown? So in your consultant manual, you will have a little guide of who to write down in your contacts list. And I'm starting to do this again myself, even though I've been gone for 2 years, and I don't really struggle with Temple Spa, but I'm now remembering to myself that actually there's a whole circle of people in my world who I've forgotten to include in my Temple Spa world. So go into your phone, get a piece of paper, go into your phone and make a list of all of your friends, all of your relatives, acquaintances, neighbours, strangers, you know, and write all these people down. And by strangers, we don't mean strange people. We mean people who, like, let's say, you don't see very often. People like your hairdresser. You know, how many of us want to get to the hairdresser? You know, the nail bar, the lollipop lady on the corner, the person at the pet shop. You know, these people who are kind of on the periphery of your world. Make a list of all those people. And then what I would do, you might have a list of 10 people, 20 people, 50 people, I don't know. And then I would go through that list and I'd give them a letter. I'd give them an A, B, or a C. A next to their name if they would definitely have an online class for you at the moment. Or maybe a Spa to Go class once we're out of lockdown. And they're the people who you know, absolutely, you don't even have to ask them twice. Yeah. The B's are the kind of, well, I don't really know, I might have to catch her on a good day, or I might have to really talk him round to do that. And then your C's are kind of the ones who are not a cat and hell's chance. Yeah. But it doesn't mean to say that you're not going to ask them, even if they're an A, a B, or a C, because you never know your C's who you think might be not a cat and hell's chance. They might actually be the ones who go, do you know what? I'm so bored, I'll do anything at the minute, you know. Then what I would do is I would ring them, or failing that, text them. But I wouldn't ring all your A's first. Because if you ring all your A's first, you're going to get your success. Then if you ring all your B's, you're going to get some success. And you ring all your C's, you'll be like, oh, down in the dumps. So punctuate A's, B's, C's in between until you've got about maybe 6 to 8, what we call bookings, okay? Have your 6 to 8 bookings in the diary for May and into June. And then that's really going to give you a really buoyant start to May and into June for when we start coming out of lockdown. Now, what I would say is at this moment in time, we've almost got unlimited time to say, well, I'll have my class here and I'll have my class there. I found actually I've done more mini classes in lockdown than I would have done my proper Spa to Go classes in the real world. And I would say that I've probably quite enjoyed that. I've done some little one-to-ones with people just on FaceTime, which have been really, really successful and really lovely to connect with some of my customers. They've started, oh, we talked through that nighttime ritual. And again, it's, oh, I forgot about doing that. I wasn't doing that. So again, but it might be that you want to say, right, on a Friday and a Saturday, it's me and my hubby or me and my partner's time. I don't work Friday and Saturday nights. And that's absolutely fine. No one's going to come and drag you out of the house making you do that. You might say, well, do you know what? I only want to do brunch classes on a Sunday morning, you know, with my friends and family. When I've got back from church, that's what I'm going to do. So you set your own timetable and you set your own diary. And when you go on to the hub, there are some diary sheets that you can print out for each month. And what I tend to do is print out the month that I'm in and the month that's coming up. And I'll block out any days that I do not want to work. Even if you begged me to have a class on that day, that's my day. I'm going walking in the lakes with my friend Teresa and Ian and my husband and I, and there's no way I'm too tired when I get home, so I'm not doing it. Or I'm going to the Killers concert, or, you know, whatever. Block out the days you don't want to work, and then actually sort of circle the days that maybe you would quite like to work. And those are the days that you're going to try and fill with virtual classes at the moment until we get out of lockdown and we can do our Spa to Go classes. And what I would do is start at this moment in time from your contact list, making sure that you've got 6 to 8 bookings between May and June. Now, they don't have to be full on, send the samples in the post, do this, do that. You can test the water with every kind of variety of class going, and see which one you like. And each of those counts as a class. Do you know what I'm saying? So just test it all out. And obviously the way that we ask people might be slightly different at the moment. There are emails on the hub. Now, Louise Marr completely surprised me the other day as a successful, one of the top 10 in the country consultants. She sent her first email from the hub yesterday. So, yeah, these things slip our nets. But on the hub, there are pre-done emails ready for you. All you got to do is fill in the details and making sure that you've put in friends, family, clients, their names and addresses and email addresses. You just go click to send, and within the click of a button, 300 emails have all just gone ping, and that works quite well. Now, obviously, in a Spartago session, your host in her home is made to feel really welcome and comfortable in their own home and nice and relaxed. And it's going to be a special occasion for them. In the virtual world, obviously, it's slightly different. But what I would say is when you deliver that virtual class, prepare the room that you're in as your Temple Spa haven. So in the background, you can see Temple Spa products nicely set out. Have your Temple Spa candle lit, so that although you're not in the real world with them, they know that you've took the time to prepare and have a Temple Spa haven, and encourage them to do that at their end. Now, if they're brand new to Temple Spa and they might not have their little candle or whatever, it's always something you can say to them. Oh, in preparation for your class coming up, shall I send you a candle in the post? Only £25, free delivery. You can have it lit for when we do the class. Hey, you know. So, and again, lots of excitement, lots of enthusiasm, and what you probably will find is that it can be quite exhausting doing all the talking. In a class, you've got lots of chatter and banter. So yeah, it can be quite sort of, whew, I'm glad that's over at the end of it. Preparation is key for our online classes. And what I tend to find is once I know who's going to be turning up to the virtual event, I'll create like a little WhatsApp group on my phone, and I know everybody in there. So and I might call it, virtual class Easter weekend or something like that. So that when I'm sending messages about, oh, don't forget girls and boys, 8 o'clock tomorrow night, can't wait. Have your skincare mask ready, or, whatever it is, or popping a little video in. It all just goes at the same time to the same people who are in that group. And the questions and answers as well can come in that group as well. Which does seem to help cutting down on that time of sharing that. What is it? People who know why they are there. Oh yeah, that's not relevant. Now, what I would say is in the virtual class situation that we're at the moment, keeping in touch with your host. If you've got a friend of yours who said, I'll get a few people together and we'll do Friday night facial. Friday night, fizz and a facial. Come and have some fun. 7 o'clock, bing bang bosh. Quite often, and again, it's a balancing game, I found that sometimes giving people a little bit of notice works quite well. If they've got like, 2 weeks on next Saturday, shall we do this? Sometimes it's lost the momentum. So I find sometimes maybe it's like 3 or 4 days notice is probably enough at the minute, because without being funny, no one's really going anywhere. So when we're in Spartago world, sometimes people need a little bit of notice, and then we check in with them, send them an email, send them a a message, ring them. Are we all ready? How many guests have we got coming? That sort of thing. So I think the thing to do after lockdown's lifted is we will do a session in the real world where we'll have host prep, and I'll talk to you all about how to prepare your hosts and how to have the best Spartago experience for your host and their customers. We don't need to worry too much about the host pack, because that's in the real world, not the virtual world at the moment. And what I can do for you as well is, if you let me know what kind of class you're going to attempt first, let me know, and I've got saved on my phone lots of like texts that you can just amend and send out. So rather than having to find the wording or the language, tried and tested over the years, I haven't made these up, I've borrowed them from somebody else. So don't think I'm like a wizard oracle person that knows everything. You can borrow what I've been magpieing from everybody else. Now, obviously, some people in the virtual class might be in a position in that month where they're thinking, actually, I can't afford something today. So what I always say to them is, if there's something you'd like to treat yourself to today, then and it's not the time you'd like your order to be placed, just let me know when you'd like that order to be placed through for you. What I tend to find is I get a lot of people saying, put it through after payday. So I might have a stack of orders, which I've got sort of here at the moment beside of my desk, a stack of orders waiting to go on at a time that suits them. And I think that's quite helpful to say that you don't mind processing their orders a little bit later in the month, which helps. But also you can say to them, but don't forget, my personal website is available 24/7. So if you find yourself waking up at 3 a.m. and can't sleep, pop on my website, have a little look. And I'm surprised I've had more orders on my personal website in April than I've probably had in the whole 18 months leading up to this. So people really are shopping online. But they've got to know that it's you. What the heck's going on here? What the heck? Oh, hang on a minute. Can you see that on my screen? Something. It's gone now. So yeah, they've got to know that your website is available. So your website will be www.templespa.com / and then your name. So I always make sure that when I put a post on Facebook or whatever, that I put, or find me on my website and put the link. And you do find people do view it. If somebody places an order on your website, and hopefully there will be, you will get an email which says, yippee-doo-dah, Gemma, done. Somebody has just spent £360 on your website. Yay! So that happens there. Right. So generally speaking, and actually this has started again this week. Generally speaking, your manager will need to have from you just a couple of bits of information every week, and it takes literally 5 minutes. All they'll need to know is, what have your sales been in that week? So if you've done £28 or you've done £2,800, you just send some information. I normally send out, hey girls, I need to know your reports by Wednesday at 12 o'clock midnight. And then normally I forget again and remind everybody the next day, hey girls, I need to know. And what normally the information your manager will need is, in our Spartago world, is how many classes have you done? How many people were at the classes? And what were the sales? And that's just so we can use that information to feed back to our warehouse and our stock, so we can almost predict what is coming up, what sales we've had, what's been popular, have we got enough stock in the warehouse, do we need to adjust a few offers, that sort of thing. And it's also to help you, so I can look at that information and think, oh, well, do you know what? The average class size for Rosie is £180. And really we'd like that to be over 200 for her, so we can click a host gift for her hosts. And so we can use that for our training and our support to support you in your business. It's not a checking up on you, hey, why haven't you done your sales this week? It's really to support you. So what I would say is, in the next few days, start to follow each other on Facebook if you do Facebook, or Instagram. I must start my Instagram account again. I've sacked it off and I must get going with it again. Follow each other on Facebook, see what each other's doing. Now, people to follow on Facebook and just go copy and paste, right, that's the post that they've done today, I'm going to do the same. Follow me, because I tend to follow the other people and magpie their ideas. Follow Temple Spa Facebook page, because they have beautiful pictures and fabulous wording. Follow a really big influencer called Chris Parks. He's a gentleman down in Nottingham who is really connected in the world of Temple Spa. He connects with all the celebrities as an influencer. So he gives them product and things like that to test and try. So his posts are amazing. Follow one of our head office ladies called Olivia Elliott. I think it's Olivia's Temple Spa. Basically, go on my Facebook page and see who am I following, yeah? And just copy and paste. And use your Facebook page as your springboard for getting information out to your customers at the moment, because you're not going to be connecting with them in the real world, and they're going to need to find you. And if we sort of sit back and think, oh, I've got no friends, blah blah blah, doesn't really matter, because as we know, Facebook is a global thing, and you could connect. If you ask people to share your posts, it's shared on somebody else's timeline and somebody else's, and somebody somewhere might just want to find some more information out about that. What I would say that works really, really well is have your own Temple Spa with Teresa or Rosie's Temple Spa or whatever you want to call it. Set up your own Facebook business page, as it were. The reason I say that is one of the consultants in our Northeast shares her Facebook page with her husband, and her Temple Spa posts are in and among that. And when her customers think, oh, it's 8 o'clock at night, I'm sitting down to watch, Doctor Who or whatever it is, I don't know, even Doctor Who's still on, and she wants to look for that post, she's got to trawl through. Here we are walking with the kids. Here we are doing the dog. Here we are at swimming. Here we are, blah, blah, blah. Here's Windows of the Soul. Who's going to want to trawl through all of that? They'll have lost the will to live by then. So if you have a designated Temple Spa with Gemma or whatever it's called, and set that up. Now, if you're not very good at setting up a new page, in your business manual, it is literally Idiot's Guide to click this, do that, and it'll help you set up your page. I would also encourage you, once you've got a few customers, to set up a VIP Facebook page as well. I've just recently done this and found it a massive difference in my business. I wish I'd done it from the word go. And I thought, well, I don't really have any VIP customers. Actually, to me, anybody who has been a customer of mine at any point is my VIP customer. Everybody is very important to me. And now my VIP customer page is a closed Facebook page. And that means then that I can put things in there that aren't kind of open to everybody. These are things that I can put on there. So let's imagine in this month, it's truffle offer month. And let's imagine I won the lottery today and I won £20,000. It's like, right, I'm going to buy £5,000 worth of truffle offers and I'll stockpile them all in my house. And then in 2 months' time, I'm thinking, oh, blimey, I want to get rid of all those. And then I try and sell them at, £90 for the collection when it's worth 175 or whatever it is. Technically, I shouldn't be offering that skin truffle collection in June, July time at that price, because that offer has gone. But on my VIP page, I could offer it like that. And that's just because that's a closed group. It's not going to influence anybody else's business. It's not going to take away from anybody else or any of the other consultants. And it's not going to detract from anybody else's temple spa. Does that kind of make sense? Yeah. So have your VIP group as well. And I think you find as well in your VIP group, what you do is you're a little bit braver. So you might want, because they are people who are your customers. Only those people who are on there. It's not random Tom, Dick and Harry who wants like to post. You think, who the heck is Andrea Fennick? Never heard of her, but you click her and you add her in, so she's following you on Facebook. These are your customers. So you might want to do a video live into your VIP group. You might want to do a video, record it and upload it. So you get a bit braver because these people want to be listening to you. Where your Facebook page is like, everybody is looking at that, whether they're a customer or they're not. Yeah. So if you haven't already had your equip training, your product training, then I think that's scheduled for, is it the 7th of May or something like that? I can't remember. Yeah. We'll get together for your product training, whether that's skin therapy or your wellness and spa experience product training. Sometimes that equip training might be with another manager. We just share that role out among the managers, so that we all take our turns with that. As our team is growing quite a lot, we're trying to obviously do them at a time that suits a lot of people to get together at the same time. And I'm just going to unshare that page now. See where we get to. Oh, we're all back again. Woo! So I'm just going to unmute you all. And it's funny, we can hear everybody laughing. Anybody got any questions about anything, no matter how stupid they seem? Anybody got any questions?
I'm okay.
No, are we all information overload?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
My kids come though.
Oh, hooray! Yeah, well, we want to see pictures when it's all out everywhere. Yeah, get it all out. You can do that. Well, that's fab. That's good news. That didn't take long, did it?
No.
Oh,
It was obviously processed on Monday, wasn't it? So
yeah. What's it, Wednesday today?
Mm.
Yeah, so that's like 2 days. Really.
How did they get them out so quick yet? The orders aren't coming out as quick.
Because they're already made up, Rosie. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. All the kits are all ready just to post out.
Right.
Yeah. Where you're ordered, if you go on the hub, there might actually be a video of what the warehouse looks like.
I think I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah. So they've got to literally cherry pick every item into the box. Yeah. And obviously they're on half capacity. And I think they're doing 2 shifts as well now to try and catch up. Yeah.
I'm just blaming Royal Mail. I'm telling everybody it's Royal Mail.
Blame Royal
Not Temple Spa.
Yeah.
It left there.
So, how does everybody feel about that little bit of training there? Thumbs up, thumbs middle, thumbs down. Good. So it is a different era. I'm just going to mute everybody so we can all not get the feedback, as it were. What I will say, it's a different way of doing Temple Spa at the moment. Now, it doesn't mean to say that when lockdown's over, we have to throw all this baby out with the bathwater. You might decide that actually doing this digital version of Temple Spa suits you much better than going out doing your Spartago class teaching. Or you might decide that actually a little bit of both suits you. It is your business. You do what suits you. And at the end of the day, if you're like me, you're in it to make money. And whether that be enough to buy yourself a new handbag, or enough to save up to go to Disneyland with the grandkids, or to pay the mortgage this month, or whatever that is, then for me, I'm going to find the best way to make that happen. I'm quite enjoying this digital world that we're in, actually, because it means I don't have to lug my heavy case around everywhere, drive around in the dicky dark looking for people's houses and getting lost and where am I going? That stress of it's actually taken away, and like I said, I'm connecting with people who have never ever trekked themselves to Temple Spa, so I'm quite enjoying that. I am around for the next sort of half hour or so. I've got some spa deliveries to do. If you've got any questions suddenly pop into your head, write them down and just text them to me. And if I can't respond there and then, I'll get back to you shortly. If you want some help with anything, again, just text me or whatever. If you want to set up any kind of virtual class and you're thinking, I really don't know what the heck I'm doing, I can do what a friend did to me. Another aspiring manager called Catherine Barley, she was my cheerleader. And so when I set up to do my first few virtual classes, she joined with me, and so under the table, she's texting me, go Penny, that's it, and actually just having that little fly on the wall, little chirpy voice in my ear, kind of gave me the courage and the confidence to do it. So I can be that person for you if you feel like you need that little cheerleader to help you with that. If you're quite happy just to get on with it all by yourself and just rock with whatever you want to do, that's equally just it's completely up to you. But I hope you've enjoyed what we've shared today. It's been an hour and a half of your time. I bet your tummy's rumbling and you're starving for your dinner, are you, by now? I know mine is. I'm ready for a cup of tea. So I'll just unmute you all. Any last little thoughts about anything? Has that helped at all, Anita?
Yeah.
Good. And how's that been for you, Emma? Have you sort of got a new take on things?
I have, yeah. I've wrote a load of notes down, so just refreshing my mind as well. It's just, I think I forgot what happened at my last stand-up. So.
Yeah. And I think what happens is when we don't have the practice, we forget. And it was really funny. I was doing some training with Helen Wardle, our lineage head, who's been doing Temple Spa for 11 years. And she was in the middle of describing something with Temple Spa. And she was like, crikey me, it's been that long since I've done a class. I can't get my words out. And I think, that does happen. So the more we practice, the easier it becomes, really. How are you feeling about things, Teresa?
Yes, I've actually looked at it there, and certain things I don't really go, but I don't look on the hub. I need to really go back and revisit the hub, look at the information on there. Definitely do the Zoom, definitely do the Facebook VIP. I think that's something I definitely want to do. So I've made, and obviously get myself some little containers for my product. One thing I will say about the post, that obviously packages are all right on from Saturday, Royal Mail will no longer deliver letters on a weekend, but they'll deliver packages.
Right,
We're
right.
doing it Monday to Friday, but Royal Mail won't deliver any letters or posts other than small packages
On the weekend.
Yeah.
But thank you. That I didn't know that. Thank you for sharing that. The other thing I didn't realise, and I just took use of it the other day, and you probably already know, Royal Mail, you don't have to go to the post office to get your stamps, as it were, for your letters, packages, or whatever. If you go on the Royal Mail website, post a parcel or whatever, all you've got to do is weigh it, and then enter in the information of the person that you're sending it to, and your name and address, and say, oh, it's going to be £1.15 or 88 pence or whatever. You print off the thingy, stick it on the package, and whack it in the post. So, because I was going and waiting in the post office queue and getting really, really anxious about people coughing on me and whatever. So I've been on the website for Royal Mail and just downloaded all my own stamps or whatever
Just pay for them on your debit card or whatever you pay for them.
Pay for them on your debit card. Pay for your debit card. It's easy as ABC, literally, and so easy. And all you do is you put in who you're sending it to, who it's from, it prints it all off, you cut it out. I think you can save the other bit of the information, and if you were wanting to guarantee the delivery at the other end or whatever, you could take your other bit to the post office and they just stamp them all.
That McElroy.
I haven't done that.
Bin men, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Danny, how are you feeling?
Hello? No. Hello?
Danny, how's that feeling?
Yeah, I found it really helpful and I'm looking forward to getting started.
Yeah, can't wait to follow your journey. I think it's going to be amazing. Yeah,
Yep.
Good for you. Good for you. And who have we got there? Gemma Dunn, how's everything with you? Are you feeling all right? What sort have you taken from it today?
Yeah, I think just once my pack comes and I can read through everything, it'll all make more sense. And I think just, like little things, like I was trying to set up the Facebook page last night. I'm not that good with Facebook, so I'm going to get my 12-year-old son to help me with that this afternoon.
I was going to say, ask the 5-year-old, they'll know what to do.
I know, it's bad, isn't it? Do you think my pack might be there tomorrow then? Because I think I'm maybe a day behind.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah, I mean, have you had your welcome email yet?
I had a confirmation email, but I don't think it's the welcome one because Louise was asking me about that yesterday.
Yeah.
I'll double check again, but I don't think, because I've not had to confirm an email address or anything like that.
No, you won't. I will chase that for you, Gemma, and just make sure it's all sorted.
All right.
Andrew, you all right?
Yeah, all good. I'm just gonna try and get sort of my Facebook pages and everything set up today, and yeah, hopefully start getting some interest from my friends and everything as well. So
Good.
Yeah, looking forward to getting going now.
Good.
We'll do a class together online.
Yay!
Yeah.
So the only thing that we haven't really touched on today then, because we've taken quite a long time over what the classes will look like, is actually placing your orders. It is actually fairly quite easy. The easiest thing to do is for me to talk you through it when you've got some orders. It really, really is easy. But just when you've got some orders, just ring me up and let me know. What I will say is, don't be tempted to place it as a single order. It'll all sound a bit foreign to you at the minute. Not a single order, open a new class. That's the only thing to say. If you get keen as mustard and you want to do it I want to order myself this and this and this and this, start a new class. That way it then builds up a class so that you can bag yourself a host gift at the end of it. If you place it as a single order, it's counted as separate to your class, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
The way to bag your host gift is when your sales, and you can have a pretend class, when your sales have all added up and all those sales add up to £200, and it can take a month to do this, doesn't matter how long or how short it takes. When you've got £200, you can close the class and add in a little host gift. But it's much easier for me to do that with you when you've got it on your screen, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Normally we'd go through that now in this training because we could all, you know, do it together and whatever, but it doesn't really work over doing it this way. So girls, that's our hour and a half up. I hope that's been useful. Like I said, I'm about for the next sort of half hour. Give me a little shout. I know some of us are going to join us tonight for our team meeting, little catch up, which is 7 o'clock. I'll send you the link for that very shortly. I didn't want to send them all at the same time, people get confused. And the catch up tonight will really be about a facial that is a new facial that we've got called Glow, Glorious Glow. You don't need any products for that. I can just show you and talk you through that facial. And it'll be a little bit of a catch up for a roundup of the end of April. But there are so many new things to tell you about May. May is going to be incredible. Amazing offers with the I Will Survive patches, where when we add those into collections and upgrade to the I Will Survive patches, it actually saves us money. So I'll talk you through that tonight. So enjoy the rest of your day. Have fun. I can see little who's that there? With Louise. Oh, hello.
It's a double.
Right, I'm going to see you later. All right then. Thanks, guys.
Okay, bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.